Hey everybody, welcome to the Pound for Pound Leadership Podcast with Mike Kai. My name is DJ, I'm part of the Pound for Pound team, and I just want to say on behalf of Pastor Mike and Lisa, Happy New Year. This is our first episode of the new year. I'm so excited to share it with you. We want to share with you a live webinar that Pastor Mike and Lisa did before the new year that really equipped people for 2024. So let's dive in, let's jump in, let's lean in to this incredible episode.
Wow, hey everybody, good to have you here at Crown Your Year. It's so good to, thank you for joining us here at 6 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. And it's so good to have you guys here at Crown Your Year. Look at all of you, all these screens, all these people.
Wow.
There's so many of you who have registered and we're so excited to be with you guys. You know, some of you have never met us before, but most of you have. My name is Mike. This is my beautiful wife, Lisa. And I've been coaching with Dream Releaser Coaching with Dr. Sam Chand, and I have my own coaching business. I'm a pastor of a great church in Hawaii, which is my calling and the number one thing that I do. But I also invest in a tech company, real estate investing. But more than anything, I love helping people realize their potential. Yeah. And so I am so glad that you are here tonight.
You know, my husband has been working really, really hard on this, okay, because I haven't seen him. Literally, I have not seen him. He's been stuck in the room. So that means it's going to be really, really good. And we're just so thankful that you guys are here. You know, we did a 12 p.m. They were eating lunch. And now you guys are here 6 p.m. So you guys are eating dinner. And we actually haven't eaten dinner yet. So it's okay. But just get ready, take a lot of notes, and lean in.
Why are we doing this? I mean, we're doing this to, like the guys said earlier, to finish strong and to put a crown on the year. And when I think about the people that impacted me to start down this path, the coaching path, it had to be Dr. Sam Chand, number one.
Yes.
Years ago, we needed a coach. I'll tell you more about that later. But then God gave us Sam Chand for about a decade now. And then after that, the last few years, John Maxwell.
Yes.
And both of these men are my friends and mentors. But about 12 years ago, another pastor friend asked me if I had a coach. And I'm like, I said, no, I have a denomination. And I go to conferences every once in a while. And when he told me that he had a coach, I was like, why do you need a coach? What's a coach for? You're doing great. And it wasn't until after that conversation that he planted a seed in my mind that I needed a coach. And then when I started thinking about it, you know, I was stuck back then. We were doing great, greater than the average church in Hawaii. But something happened in my life that led up to it. Something that was birthed. And that's why I'm doing this. I remember several years ago, I had all these hopes and all these dreams and vision, but I didn't feel like I was reaching my full potential. I felt frustrated, unsure, a little insecure. And at the time, some shifts happened in our association, and I felt alone, and I was trying to figure out who my people were. And a few people who I admired, well, they lived clear across the ocean. Australia, New Zealand, and even on the mainland. And I felt more of an affinity to Australia and New Zealand. So I sought that out. And being in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, you have to be intentional.
Yes.
So we sought after coaches who could coach us to get to levels, to go places that we never, ever dreamed of. I had mentors at a distance, or people that I really looked up to. Admired that I would fly in to speak for us, and that would be an opportunity to learn more and more from them. Yeah, and that would be that opportunity. I would fly to conferences and spend a lot of money to get there.
And I remember there was a season when I was just a young mother. You know, we had Karis, and she was still very young, and it was a time when he was just looking for mentors. He was looking for churches that were way ahead of us. And I remember people were telling him, you need to attend this conference. And so he decided, I'm just going to go. And I said, sure, just go, you know. And when he came back, he literally was like in awe. Something happened to him. And he almost was telling me, you know, Lisa, I really want you to come with me next time, because I want you to grow with me, because I can't grow without you. And that's the thing about when you are attending this kind of webinar, when you're attending a conference, it's really about just wanting to grow yourself.
Exactly. I needed to work my way into the circles, the spaces, the green rooms. I spent a lot of resources to be in the right places.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, the best thing that I had was cookies from Hawaii. And
yes, they were the best.
You had to have the Honolulu Cookie Company because it had the cool metallic green box with the brown on it, and it had the pineapple shaped cookie, and those cookies, I promise you, just opened up doors and opened up doors, and sometimes we think, well, why do I need a coach? Well, think about it. When you work out, if there's somebody else pushing you, right? If you hire a personal trainer, which a lot of people do and pay a lot of money for it, you expect results. But if you're doing it all by yourself, you don't expect results like you could get. So the last time I had a coach, maybe it was in high school. For some of you, might have been in college. But I need one. You need one. We all need one. And that's when I realized, hey, I do want coaching, and I want what was done for me so that I can do for somebody else. So here's how we're going to crown your year. Okay? I know you've got your pen, your paper, you're ready to take some notes. I'm going to give you 5 things on how I'm going to crown my year, how I have been crowning my year, and how I expect to finish again and start my new year. Here it is. Number 1, what you need is a personal growth track. We call it a PGT, or a personal growth track. A personal growth track is a sprint within a marathon. So if the year is the marathon, there's going to be times when you're going to kick it into high gear and you are going to sprint. Now, the sprint doesn't last long, but it's a sprint. So what does that look like? Well, it includes goals. So I do a personal growth track. I do it like 2 or 3 times a year.
Yes, you do. You have many goals. In fact, you write all the goals up in our bathroom mirror, and I have no room to do my makeup.
Yeah, I do. And that's what I do is I take a whiteboard pen and I begin writing on the mirror with my whiteboard. Don't take an El Marco because it'll be permanent. You don't want that. But a whiteboard pen, you can pick that up. I'll talk about that later on. But here's what you need. Here's what I need. For 30 days, 40 days, a Bible reading plan. Because we're going to feast at Thanksgiving, right? Right? We're going to feast at Christmas and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We're going to feast at New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. There's going to be a lot of feasting, everybody. But what we need to do is feast and feed on the Word of God. And when you get yourself a Bible reading plan, something that you can go to YouVersion, and we've written a few, you can go there, or pick up somebody else's to get you into the Word for 21, 30, for 40 days straight. And you make that a habit, you're going to change everything. It takes 21 days to break a habit or 21 days to start a new habit. So a Bible reading plan. Second thing you got to have is a health and fitness challenge. A health and fitness challenge. I'm going to challenge you to challenge yourself to get physically active on a daily basis, whether it's taking a brisk walk, okay, not a leisurely walk, but a brisk walk.
Or weights.
Or weights. What kind of weights? Lift weights?
Lift weights.
Okay, or lifting weights, right? But if you're going to walk, you know what you should do?
What?
You should do a prayer walk.
Oh, yes.
And then you should stack on that. It's called habit stacking. You want to stack another habit, another goal on top of that?
Listen to your famous, you have 1 hour of walking, you can listen to a 1 hour message.
Or a podcast?
Yes, podcast.
Or an audiobook. Who do you like to listen to?
I like to listen to you.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
No, be honest.
I have a lot of people. I love Jensen Franklin. I love T.D. Jakes. I love the leadership of Craig Rochelle. So I'll listen to a lot of these messages, but I love walking on the beach, like I think a lot of you know that, and I listen to worship music, because sometimes even worship music is like doing my devos. So there's a lot of things that we could do, and you can do 2 things at one time.
Exactly,
so.
You could do that. And I know some of you guys are like, you're going to do some heavier weights, and you're going to have a sermon in the background going on. All of these things are going to help, but also part of the health and fitness challenge is not just working out, but sometimes it's lowering your caloric intake, so less calories. So maybe some people are going to do intermittent fasting, which I normally do. I don't eat breakfast. The first meal of the day is 12 or 1 o'clock. Try to close that window by 7 p.m. It should be 6.
Doesn't work for me.
A lot of people are going to do no sugar or no carbs, right? Good luck with that at Christmas. I think you should. I'm going to try that as well. There's all kinds of things that we can do to allow ourselves to grow and be stretched physically with our health and with our Bible reading. Here's the third one that I'm adding. I always have a financial goal. Figure out a financial goal. Can you earn a little bit more? Is that possible? If not, can you lower your expenses during Christmas so that you don't have the hangover in January? So have a financial goal. Here's another one, a book plan. Yes. What if you read a chapter a day, a chapter of a book a day? and complete just one book
Just
in
one book.
40 days. And I'll tell you which book to read. I'll tell you which book to get, because it will go along with what we're talking about. And that is the next one, which is goal planning. Goal planning. And we're going to devote the remainder of our time together to this, because where there's clarity, we start turning dreams into reality. Let me say that again. Where there is clarity, we start turning dreams into reality.
Very good.
I'm going to give you one more thing. When vision is clear, results appear.
That's wow.
Ooh, put some fire in that
Wow.
chat. Let that thing breathe. Open up the cork and let that thing breathe for a little bit. When vision is clear, results appear. There's a man named Darren Hardy. And Darren Hardy interviewed some of the most successful people, and he interviewed them, and he found that they had two things in common. Watch this, gang. Number one, they were all committed to personal growth. They made a commitment to their own personal growth. Sometimes we stop growing when we leave school. You know,
That's true.
I mean, I
That's
think
true.
about me. Until I got into business at the age of 21, I didn't read. I didn't read. I read the newspaper, I read a magazine, but I didn't read any books. Until later on, I started reading books. And what I found is most people don't even read a book anymore.
Yeah.
They're audio booking. Nothing wrong with that, but I think reading a book is better. But why are you reading a book? Because you are committed to personal growth.
True.
And if you're committed to personal growth, you're on this program right now. You are here, right here at Crown Your Year, because you are committed to personal growth. So congratulations. The second thing is they're committed to writing down their goals.
Yes, that's
And
important.
not just on January 1st on the front page, but they actually keep writing it every single day. They see it all over the place. They write it on their mirrors. They do it, whatever
Yep.
they need to do in order to keep it
And they
in front of them.
post it.
So one of my friends, mine and Lisa's friends, her name is Nicole Crank, and her book, don't go there right now, okay, get plenty on Amazon. Get plenty on Amazon. Her book is called The Goal Getter. And in The Goal Getter, she says, if you have a plan, a purpose, and a pursuit, then you have to pursue it. And that book, to me, I found one of the best books I ever read on goal setting.
Wow.
Powerful.
Wow.
So don't go there right now. And she's going to be thankful that you're purchasing her book. And if there's a book that you're going to get in November, that's the book that I would get to prepare you. So write down your goals every single day for 30 days. For 30 days, even for 40 days, write it down and memorize it. Memorize your goals. Every single morning when you wake up, you're writing your goals down. Did you know that 25% of the people who set goals, New Year's resolutions, have a vision or a plan for their life in January? They say 25%, babe,
Wow.
25% of the people give up within the first week. They just
Wow.
forget it. No sense already. Not us, not you, not me.
No.
It also says that 60% forget it altogether within the first 6 months.
Wow.
They're already forgetting about it in 6 months.
Because they haven't seen it.
Well, most people don't write it down, that's why, because they're not writing it down.
Yeah.
You're halfway there just by writing it down. And you'll be the upper 3%. The only 3% of the people who write down their goals. And you're already in the upper echelon of people who are writing goals. Every morning before work, because you'll put it off, do it in the morning. Write down your goals. It gives you a 42% likelihood of achieving them.
That's so good.
Don't put it off in the morning,
Yeah.
because things are going to come up.
Yes, that's true. Distractions.
Right.
Drama. Things happen.
You're rushing to get out of the house, all of that.
Yes.
So you have to chase your dreams first thing in the morning.
There was a book that I read way back. It was from, I think it was a colonel or somebody, and he wrote.
Who's an admiral?
He was an admiral, and it says the title of the book was Make Your Bed. And it was a really skinny book. So if you want to finish a book, that's a great book to finish. It's skinny, it's short, you can really
Finish strong, baby.
You can finish strong. And at least you'll say I did one book.
Right.
And the one thing that he said in that book was just to make your bed every single morning, that you've accomplished one goal. And I think people need to feel like I've accomplished at least one. And when you accomplish one, you just want to go accomplish another one and then another one, because it feels good that you've done something. And besides writing your goals down, putting it in your mirrors, putting Post-its all over the place in your car or in the kitchen, wherever you hang out the most. One of the things I think I remember running, I decided to run a marathon because I wanted to get into an exercise. If nothing was motivating me, I said, okay,
That was awesome. I'll never run a marathon. No,
So-
I won't never. I'll run a marathon one day.
You don't
I
like
will.
running. So I decided I'm going to do this. And a bunch of us decided we're going to do the marathon this year. And then so in February at the Arise conference, I said, I can talk about it and I can say I'm going to go, but I had to tell it to somebody. Because if I don't tell someone my goal, I don't think I would have accomplished it because I needed accountability. I'm one of those.
I'm looking at all the people to my left that are on the screen. We've got 8 screens with a lot of people on each of it. And this is what I'm thinking. Some of you guys are scrolling through the screen and you're looking, I know that girl, I know that guy. I'm going to get some accountability. I'm going to make sure, even if I'm long distance, even if I'm living in Okinawa, even if I'm living in Los Angeles, I know somebody there. I'm going to get some accountability. I'm thinking about Howard and Christy. Howard, I know I can match you up with anybody, with Bill on this thing. And I promise you, when you tell somebody that you're going to do it, there is power in that accountability.
Yes, it does, because you're really speaking it into the atmosphere, and you're declaring it into the atmosphere.
Exactly.
And you're just, and it did. If I didn't say it to like 3,000 women that I was going to do the marathon, because throughout the year from February to December, because that's when the marathon was. I don't think I would have done it.
You did great. You were running a lot, and that was awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. But what if you only told 3 women? Would you still have gotten it done?
I would have quit.
No?
I think I would have quit.
So you had to go tell everybody.
I had to tell everybody.
So go on your social media, everybody, tell everybody what you're going to do.
Because I needed motivation.
Yeah.
And I think every one of us, this is why you're here. You need motivation to finish up your goals for this year. And I believe you can do it. And one of the things is just finish one.
Every day is important. And you've heard it, you've seen the t-shirt, slay every day. That's the truth. You got to crush every day. No pressure, but you have to. You got to show up every single day. And my friend has a company called Everyday Better. Every day that you get better. And so you put your goals on Post-it notes. I'm going to put it on our refrigerator. She loves her refrigerator, but I'm putting it on. I'm putting on what I'm believing to happen this year. I'm seeing a scholarship for my girl at a D1 school. I'm putting the name of the school on my refrigerator.
Name.
Don't say it. I'm putting it on there. I'm putting down what I know I want to start and finish by 2024. I'm putting it on my mirror. Faith goals. I'm putting it on the corner of my windshield in my car, on the bottom left-hand corner, or bottom or top left-hand corner. You know where the oil thing is, where you got to put your oil change? I'm going to cover my oil change. I don't care about my oil change. I care about the fuel in my tank. Come on, somebody, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to finish this year strong, the best year ever. And you know what? Expect resistance.
Yes.
There's going to be resistance. Just expect it. So, there's the resistance. Pastor Mike told me there was going to be resistance. I'm telling you right now, you just push through.
Yes.
See, because Zig Ziglar, one of my favorite guys, he's with the Lord now, wrote, a goal properly set is halfway reached.
Wow.
A goal, leave it up there, a goal properly set is halfway reached.
See, you're 50%.
Halfway there.
Yeah.
Just by declaring it, and just by writing it. And of course, the other half is the hard work. It's the prayer. It's the effort. It's the consistency. It's the intentionality. Jim Rohn, one of the great speakers that I like to podcast, wrote, goals. There's no telling what you can do when you get inspired by them. There's no telling what you can do when you believe in them. And there's no telling what will happen when you act upon them.
Yes.
When you act.
That's the biggest one.
See, you got to get inspired by telling, right? Believing and acting upon those goals. And when you do, they're going to happen. Now, I'm telling you right now, here's what you do. How can you get the most out of the next 40 days? Remember, there's power in the number 40. So this New Year's, you're going to get momentum. And it's hard to start something, and then when you get it started, you finally see momentum. Anybody ever push a tire? You know what I'm saying? You have to push a tire uphill, or I have a car. How about pushing a car? Did you ever have to push a car to the side of the road? You know, the very beginning, it's strenuous.
Yeah.
That's when you got to dig deep. Some people turn around and they're backpedaling and they're doing that, and sometimes somebody else comes and they help. And once you get that momentum, you can pretty much take it easy and run alongside of it with just a hand on the tail mirror or the tail light. But I can tell you this, but once it comes to a stop, it's easy, but it's even harder to get it started all over again. So keep that momentum going in that 40 days. Anticipate some distraction, some spiritual attack, because if you're right on track,
Yes.
right, you're under attack.
Yes.
If you're under attack, you're right on track. So Mike Tyson, one of my favorite boxers in the world, said, everybody has a plan until somebody gets punched in the mouth.
I don't know
Ain't
about
that the truth? Everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth, and everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the face. The distractions appear.
Not physically, okay?
No, not physically, but you know what I mean. You get hit. You had a health issue. You got hit.
Yeah.
You had a family situation that required your attention, and you got hit. Or you just got discouraged. Well, you took too many hits. So you have to expect and anticipate that. So here's my advice in the spiritual growth track. Find a 21, a 30, or a 40-day devotional. Okay? A 21, a 30, or a 40-day. You could do 21 days and go, you know what? I think I'm good for another 21. And you go do it. But don't stop. Make it your best 40 days ever. Like I said, on our YouVersion with the Bible app, Lisa and I have a few of them on there. They're perfect. You can download those. You can watch them for free. It's all good. But can I encourage you to add some cheat days in there? It's okay to cheat. I'm going to give me some grace on some other days. On Sunday, I'm not going to work out. No way. I preach 3 to 4 times a Sunday. That is a workout.
Yes.
So thank you for agreeing with me. So,
But I think working out on that day is good for you, honey.
I don't feel like it. I just give me a break. Well, just give me a break. Just give me a break, babe. So you're gonna write your goals down. Everybody say right. Okay. Everybody say right. Okay. Why? Because Habakkuk 2:2 said, not Habakkuk. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain on tablets. Make it plain on an iPad. Write the vision, make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. So you got to write it down. Go old school, like Darian said. Get a pen, get a paper.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, get yourself an old school composition book. Get one of those books that those folders or binders or what do you call that your kids aren't using anymore. Get a pen, get a paper, get a ruler, do whatever you need to do, and begin to write down your goals and stretch them out, because what you're intentional about actually gets done.
Will actually happen. Yes.
So, if your goal is to be more physically fit, that's mine. I want to lose. I'm telling everybody, 7 pounds by December 31st. Yes, in the midst of all that cheating, in the midst of all the holidays, I'm gonna lose 7 pounds. 7 pounds, and I'm putting on some muscle. And remember, muscle's heavier than fat, y'all. I'm gonna take off 7 pounds and try to make, that's my physical goal. So why am I going after 7 pounds? Because I actually I wanna eat for my brain and work out for my heart. Let me say it again. I'm gonna eat for my brain and work out for my heart. Can I go there for a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, why do I eat for my brain? Because I need clarity. So what I cut out, and some of you know this from Inspire, I cut out like 95% of gluten in my system. Yes. I was getting tired. I can tell you that if I had a meeting just the other day, last week, and I had a sandwich. It was one of those Vietnamese ballet sandwich types.
Ooh, that's too much bread for you.
I know, but it was so good. It was so good. And you know what? 2 hours later, I dropped.
You tanked.
I tanked. And I did not eat for my brain. I ate for my stomach. I ate for my appetite. So I want to eat for my brain. So what am I eating? I'm eating clean. I eat nuts. Yeah. Eating the best stuff. I'm not eating any carbs or sugar. I'm eating for my brain.
And it's really a mental thing too.
I want clarity.
Because it's a mental thing for your body. You think about it, you are in control of your body. Like that's why we fast, right? When we fast for God to act or for God to answer a certain prayer. But fasting literally helps us to deny things in our bodies. And it really also allows you to learn that you have authority.
I'm going to do a fast,
over
by
your
the way.
body. Yeah.
I'm going to do a 21-day Daniel fast.
This year?
Yeah, before we end the year. 21 days, y'all. 21 days, hold me accountable. Ask me, Pastor, how's that fast going? I can't lie. I got to tell the truth. I'm telling you right now, I'm actually going to do a 21-day Daniel fast, except on my birthday.
Okay, you guys heard him.
Well, I might want to modify
While
that.
I go out and eat. While I go out and eat.
I might want to modify that. Anyway, moving right along. So You're only going to, for next year, you're only going to need 7 to 10 goals. But your spiritual growth track is something important. Here's something about writing down goals. It's got to take 3 minutes or less. Because if it doesn't, you're going to talk yourself out of it and you're going to sabotage your dream. You know how you have people, family members, people like that sabotage your dream? You don't share it with them. You don't share it with them. If you're going to tell it on a mountain, don't tell it to them.
Yeah, share it to people who actually will pray with you, believe for you, will encourage you.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the devil to take it away.
You don't want their input yet.
You don't want.
Okay?
But I just really believe that the trusted people, like in your Connect group, that's why Connect groups are so crucial. Because they do. They want you to succeed. And if we can just be for each other, oh my gosh, just imagine we'll all finish our goals this year.
Yeah, we're not going to be part of the 25% that quit in the first week. We're not going to be part of the 60% that quit in June or May.
No, we're not.
We're going to be the 42% that go, and we're going to be the 3% that actually write it down every single day.
We can do this.
They've got it memorized, and it's all over their house. It's all over their car. It's on their screensaver. You can do this, okay?
Yes.
So here it is. Keep it simple. Keep your goals simple. Here's number two. Number two, you got to ask yourself, not only do I need a spiritual growth plan, but you got to ask yourself, what needs to be pruned? Mm-hmm. What do you need to prune away, and what needs to go? So you'll get greater focus and greater fruitfulness if you know what you're doing in this area. Jesus talked about it. Mm-hmm. Jesus said in John chapter 15, and he talked about that he cut off the branches that were
useless,
useless. He threw them in the fire. But he also pruned. He pruned the vines for greater fruitfulness, even if they already had much fruit.
Yeah, it's true.
And sometimes you're getting mixed up between what's being cut off from your life from what's being pruned from your life. Mm-hmm. And I want God to prune me and cut away the areas of my life that are not good for me, that are not going to help me. So you have to assess. You have to eliminate things. Take inventory of what needs to go. Take things that, for the next 40 days, you don't need this. For the next 2 months, you don't need this. Whatever it is. And if it's healthy, you can go back to it. But maybe you just have too much. And maybe you just have to prune back.
And you can enter into 2024 lighter. Simpler, lighter, whatever. I just think about it. Like, this is a great 40 days to assess your life, where you're at, where you want to be, and to complete some of the goals that you have so that it takes you to 2024 with you're ready. You're not waiting to set something. You're already ready to go January 1st.
She's so right. It's the little foxes that actually spoil the vine. Mm-hmm. The little foxes, they're there and they're always eating away at the fruit and the root. Mm-hmm. It's the little foxes. Okay. So you've got to make small tweaks. I've heard this about 2 weeks ago, in order to have big peaks.
Wow,
small tweaks bring big peaks. Who put some fire? I don't see no fire on my phone. I mean, on my TV on my left side, your right side. Put some fire in that. That is good. Small tweaks, big peaks. You can have that. You own that. Tell everybody it's your own. Thank you. I see all that fire. That's awesome. Okay, you ready for another one? Here it is, number 3. You've got to prioritize that you are a priority.
Wow, I need that.
You are a priority.
To
yourself.
Yeah, to myself. To make yourself this is something I need to do for myself, not for anybody else.
Yeah.
I don't need to do it for my kids or my husband, but for myself. And I think this is a really good time to set some of your goals and think, is this good for me? Yes, it's good for you to do it.
Because you're a priority.
Yes.
Make yourself a priority. And especially moms. Come on, let me see. Moms, can you wave at me? All the moms. Give me a wave. Give me a wave. Give me hands up. Hands up. Okay, now do the left side. Do the left side. Okay, now do both.
No, for
I just
moms,
wanted to see it happen.
It is true.
It is true. 20
minutes a day, whether it's 10 minutes. I always tell young moms, hey, you deserve an hour break. It's okay if your child is crying. Just give them to your husband and let him handle it. But you have to kind of leave so you're not hearing the baby cry for an hour. But you deserve a break, and you're going to come back so much more refreshed. And if you had spent some time with the Lord in that hour, just to hear a little podcast, read a passage, just to get yourself completely in alignment back with the Lord again. And if you're not a mom, it's okay too. But just time for yourself with God is so, so important.
Prioritize yourself that you are a priority, because when everybody else is winding down,
you're just ramping up.
You're just ramping up. Here's number 4. Number 4. Write this down. Write this down. I got one more. I got one more after this. Number 4, you've got to plan your course. Every single day. Plan your day the night before. The night before. So in other words, if you got to do meal prep, do it the night before. If you got to do meal prep for the week and you have, you're like that, you like to stack all your Tupperware and you got it all going on, you got a little compartment, here's my broccoli, here's my protein, you know what I'm saying? If you're like that, that's awesome. Becca was like that.
Becca was like, she still does that.
She still does.
Yes.
But when she was living with us.
Yeah, when she was living with us and I was paying for her food, that time, but it's okay. She's right there.
Keep going.
No, but it is true. If, some of us may think, I'm not that organized. I want to be better at organization. And there's people who are so organized. I love you. And, but it does work. Organized people, you guys know, it does work. Organizing your day, you plan out what you're going to do. Like I have family visiting this weekend and every day, this is what I tell myself. Just do something every day, a little here, a little there, just so that I am not stressing myself or my family. And planning, it's like planning your life, planning your course, planning your spiritual life, planning, things that you want to see God do, but you have to plan your course.
I'm cracking up at the chat. The chat's so funny. You guys are awesome. Tupperware, I got you. I love it. I love it. So every day, so here's what I do. Before I go to bed at night, I lay my binder on the desk, on the dining room table with my Bible for my devotional and the book that I'm going to read. And I get my coffee ready. So in the morning, I just press the Keurig button and then I walk over, I drink my cup of coffee and I stay still before the Lord. I stay still before the Lord. And the night before, I'm already planning my day. That morning, I'm already going through my day. I'm praying, I'm waiting to hear from the Holy Spirit, and I'm reading my Bible. The Bible says in Proverbs 16:9 says, the mind of a person plans his way. So in the next 40 days, start dreaming up plans for 2024 and beyond. And it's going to take some planning. And so you got to be focused.
Yeah.
And you got to learn to plod. Everybody say plod.
Plod.
Plod is an old English term called plodding. So that means putting one foot in front of the other. The great William Carey, he was the founder of modern day missions in the 1700s, early 1800s. He was the founder of modern missions. He goes to India. They didn't want to release him. Now, think about India with thousands of gods, okay? And he's going to be the first one there to bring the gospel there. He faced severe obstacles, devastating setbacks. Yet his ministry was used so powerfully by God. And in his early days, watch this, guys. In his early days, when he stood before the board of missions to answer to the questions that he had about him not being credentialed and not having enough experience, you know what he said? He said, I can plod. I can plod. I can persevere in any definite pursuit. To this I owe everything. He said, I can plod. You can plod.
Yes.
I can plod, you can plod.
Yes.
We can put one foot in front of the other and make it happen. Proverbs 21 verse 5 says, steady plodding brings prosperity.
That's great.
Think about this for a moment.
Steady, the word is steady.
Steady
too.
plodding.
Steady plodding.
Steady plodding. Consistent, intentional plodding eventually brings prosperity.
Yeah.
I want to say one thing. I want to thank Mark Jeffrey for being here. Mark's on this call, and I love you, Mark. Thank you for being here. Tony Kincaid from Sydney, Australia. We got Josh Totofi.
Wow,
Josh, what's up, Josh? And we've got Jamie, my niece. Jamie, I want to give you a shout out. Yeah.
Mike's my beautiful niece.
Yeah,
She's
we
single.
love you. We love you. Okay, now after you've developed your spiritual growth plan, or your spiritual SGT, you decide what needs to be pruned, what needs to go. You're prioritizing your growth track.
Yes.
And you're planning your course. Now get ready, because halfway through, by December 15, you should be so in tune with the Holy Spirit that more clarity than ever before, that you're on it and you've got purpose for every day, and you wake up and you know what you need to accomplish along with taking care of your family and yourself. With all of that happening and going on, get ready, because prophetically, number 5, you are going to name your year.
I love that. I love that. To prophetically declare your year. And I think a lot of us just kind of just go into the year not really preparing
Right.
your spirit, your heart to declare a word that God would give you. And it's really that time when you spend with the Lord, as you will, the next 40 days. I believe God's going to give you a word, a phrase,
And you wait on it. You wait on the Lord for that word.
Yes, and He's even going to give you what your future's going to look like. And sometimes it's really, like I think about Mary, Jesus' mother, when the angel told her that she was going to bear God's child. And for her to hold on to it for like 9 months, and I can just imagine the first 3 months, she's not showing, and she's thinking, did God really tell me?
She can feel it.
Is the baby really in there?
Right.
But it's that prophetically declaring your year, you'll walk in step with the word. And to feel that you're walking in that authority in the word and the prophetic word, it just changes the trajectory of that year.
Exactly. So pick a name for 2024. God's going to give it to you by the time you're done with your 40 days.
Yes.
So you name it, or it's going to be named by default.
Oh, I don't want that.
I don't want nobody naming my year. I want to name the year. So last year I named the year that 2023 was the year of abundance, revival, and increase. Abundance, revival, and increase. I know I didn't need 3. 1 would have been okay. But I can tell you, we experience abundance.
Yes.
We've experienced revival in our church where we had over 11,000 decisions for Christ, everybody.
Yes.
We have seen revival and increase. So the name is prophetic, and I'm believing it's carrying over. It's not going to stop on December 31st where revival says, oh, I can't. It's not your word. No, it's going to overlap from one season to the next. So I'm still praying about what the name is for our year. And we've got 43 days to declare that and pray about it. So part of declaring something is because you can see it before it happens.
Yes.
I can't wait to teach you about vision boards and how to create one. But I'm going to save that for later on because we don't have time. So I'm telling you, we need to hit January running.
Yes.
We've got to continue on this coaching because it'll be worth it. And you are absolutely more than worth it. So what's the last thing that we're going to do in December 31st? You need to put a crown on it, number 6. It's my final point. You need to put a crown on it. And when you put a crown on it, it's kind of like checkers. And Lisa said this earlier in our time together, that when you play checkers, when you're just a single piece, just trying to get to the end of the board, and when you finally make your way to the end of the board and you didn't get jumped over, you didn't get eaten, here's what happens. They got to put a crown on you, and now you are kinged. And when that happens, you can move all over the board now with ease.
Wow, you can jump too.
You can, any direction, diagonally, horizontally, because we're going to put a crown. Remember now, the Psalm says, you crown the year with your goodness, and your path drip with abundance.
What an incredible session with Pastor Mike and Lisa. So good. We've got many more webinars that are coming up in the future. Stay tuned on mikekai.tv, and also all the different coaching options and opportunities that are there as well, and resources as well. I want to encourage you, if you enjoyed this content, if you've been listening to all the incredible podcasts that we've had here, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share with other people. We'd love to get this content into more people's hands so that they can grow and be equipped in their own leadership. God bless you guys. We'll see you on our next episode on the Pound for Pound Leadership Podcast.